We are here in the education room, the place where we infuse moral understanding with psychological patterns. The first step to intentional psych structuring is to understand spatial perspective. I briefly covered an overview of what egocentrism and allocentrism is. In this video segment, I'm going to elaborate on these through the lens of stature integrity. Let's start with egocentrism. As characterized by one's lower nature and instinctive responses, makes choices within the confines of preserving self. Egocentrism is normal and healthy. It means a person is in touch with their feelings and are behaving true to their psychological conditions. What isn't normal is staging a fabrication of self, burying feelings, and losing oneself to the demands or impositions of the environment. When one's psyche has been abused, not properly educated, or continually socially displaced, a person may pathologically continue in one or more of the following behaviors. Narcissism, where the world revolves around satisfaction in sustaining one's wants or needs. Insecurity, choosing rumors over truth, fear over doing what is right, making poor decisions from emotional triggers. Pessimism, knowledge or beliefs mixed in with emotional response. Lack of accountability, self-preservation, fear of influences, or psych withdrawal. Lack of awareness, naivety, emotionally invested perceptions, or headspace consumption. Those are all traits that are morally and psychologically toxic on others, when the negative impact on others may include scandalizing, unkindness, inflicting stress, control obsession, or the diffusion of one's own confidence. Furthermore, it is toxic on the individual who practices such behaviors, such as impulsive decisions, vices, loss of friends, apathy, and psychological degenerative habits. In these conditions, the person needs help. True Christians are to identify these behavior patterns and provide increased support to heal the damaged psyche. Christian influences must be able to relinquish egocentrism and conduct themselves correctly, not reacting, gossiping, labeling, or giving in to egocentric behaviors. The lens of allocentrism sees egocentrism as part of the whole, thus making intentional decisions to help them through their conditions. Pathological patterns of an allocentric mindset includes empathy, listening to understand, setting boundaries instead of reacting, educating, share the lens of behavior and impact on others, using morality and psychology, inviting, help them be a part of community to embrace responsibility and influence leadership, maintain authenticity, be real, ask questions, and connect with their heart. In my observations of Earth, I've seen many circumstances where egocentrism is judged, labeled, and abandoned, logically ostracizing the damaged from the healthy. I'm going to remind everyone that the damaged are looking for love, to belong, and to feel safe. If you call yourself a Christian, I invite you to treat these individuals as a disciple of Christ would. To do that, let's identify the metrics of a healthy psych stature, starting with perception. Is it fragile, as one who feels set apart, unsafe, and cracks under pressure? As characterized by being easily triggered, reactive, offended, and pathologically acting on feelings. Or strong, as one who belongs, feels safe, and can handle problems. As characterized by a growth mindset that learns, addresses problems, and sets boundaries. And then the conditions of one's conscience, firm beliefs, and the channeling of one's heart. Identifying if one's heart is for God or if heart is for self, pathologically shaping one's decisions moving forward. For example, rooted in faith, addresses mistakes, handles differently, aspires to act Christian psych. Or is it rooted in self, rationalizing, cultivating negative energy, cradling the feelings, and justifying poor decisions? Lastly, psych conditions of awareness, who is in the wrong, who made a mistake, and who needs help. By assessing behaviors that influences poor decisions, we can discern the source that requires psychological and or moral alignment, as characterized by toxic conditions cultivated by the environment or poor decisions of an individual. If both parties are of an egocentric mindset, it will take the intervention of an outside allocentric individual to discern the truth. By following this procedure, we can identify the underlying cause of social conflict.